Akewa, my people. Akewa. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Welcome home. Welcome to Nubia, the path to return, the home of the African royals. Welcome, my people. Welcome. So Sewalo, thank you. I saw your donation. Be blessed, and it shall be multiplied. Come on in, my dear people. Today we will talk about wisdom, our forefathers' wisdom, the African wisdom. So we will start our series on immersing in our wisdom. Come on in, come on in. Come on in. As soon as I could get a few things working here, because my beautiful royals, since your queen has been dropping some truth, my electronics are just going crazy over here. So let me see what I can do. We need our music to start. So welcome, come on in. All right, who's gonna get us in the spirit? Let me see all our beautiful royals. Okay. Welcome. Oh yeah. Come on in. Hola, boga. Come on in, my people. Mamu maceta manyambe Okay. Come on in, come on in. Oh my God, Bantu mother. Thank you for blessing your queen. Thank you. It shall be multiplied. Come on in, come on in. I will get this baby working shortly. So today we will talk about immersing ourselves in our wisdom. All right? Our people say wisdom is wealth. So, yes. Welcome, 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 welcome into the royal house of Nubia, the path to return. So I'm welcoming all my beautiful African royals. Like I previously stated, I started experiencing all kinds of difficulties when it comes to our technology on this side. So please bear with me. I guess some people are unhappy. Your queen talked too much. Oh man. So come on in. Welcome to all my beautiful, handsome, gorgeous African royals. Come on home. So we're making sure we are sealing this chat, all right? We are inviting our deserving ancestors to come and shelter us and protect us from any spiritual intrusion and any trespassing, any spiritual or physical or technological trespassing will be consequential. All right? So let's seal this chat, all right, through the divine light of protection of Tatanzambe. All right? Your queen is ready. I got my cobra here. All right? My enemy killer. Make sure you locate them wherever they're hiding, spying and plotting on us. All right, my beautiful African royals, today we will touch on the topic of wisdom. As you know, for African, wisdom is wealth. All right? So that's why our parents, and grandparents, they always make sure they spend enough time with us to teach us that wisdom, because the wisdom is what will accompany us even long after they're gone. And it's something we can transfer to our children. So a lot of us on the continent do have access to that wisdom, because we have the grandparents, we have the seniors, over there to basically help us walk in the path of wisdom and help us walk in the path of righteousness. Okay? So, our people say, the fool speaks and the wise listens. All right? So to our people, you can't be too wise when you talk too much and you go around claiming that you are right. What anybody else says is not valid, and only what you say should be valid in the eyes of the world and the rest of the people. It is not wise. Our forefathers tells us that you can even learn your best life lesson through a child. So even as parents, when you're a parent, you like the head of household, you're the leader, but nevertheless, you have to be wise, right? Our people say a group of lions led by a sheep, right, is vulnerable, can get beat by a group of sheep led by a lion. So you see, wisdom is key in everything. So as I told you in a previous video, we need to start running our families as kingdoms, because this is how we build those empires you hear about. It started as a family, somebody, a king and his women, they were very much organized, and, slowly they build, things that became very impressionable. So you have to know that as a leader of whatever, a leader of your company, a leader in your family, a leader of whatever group, you are influencing, you are called to be wise. So a victory is guaranteed by a wise leader. When the leader is not wise, that ship or that car or that train will find itself in a ditch. Okay? So we have to keep in mind, a fool speaks and a wise listens. So those out there, trying to quiet us, this message is especially for them. All right? Because our people say, fools speak and wise listen. When they could grow to the maturity level that would actually allow them to sit down and listen what other people have to say about the world history, about, their own history. Because there's something you need to really notice. They love to give themselves the right to tell people's history. That's why they go around burning libraries, so they could control the narrative and what is being said, and how, that group of people or that culture should be perceived or viewed in the eyes of the world. So our ancestors, taught us that Tata Yang Zambe instructed to them that the fool speaks and the wise listen. So this is a wisdom we need to carry, in everything. There's a channel, I came to come across, and it's a couple. It's two of our beautiful royals from America who have found their ways back to Africa. That channel is called Freedom Chaser. I will share one of their videos with me. On the NUBIA, the Path to Return. So basically, their own experience living in Tanzania, they made a whole video kind of debunking the lies, the propaganda out there against Africa. The one they started with, that African hate African in the diaspora. They addressed that. They said that in the contrary, over there, people are so welcoming and loving, and people are chill. So, and why they're having a complete experience, a complete different experience compared to those of our children who go home thinking that pushing their whatever identity first is a good idea. No. The propaganda they made against Africa is that it's an impoverished place nobody wants to go to. It's the place of all diseases and starvation and all. Well, this is their narrative about us. But the true narrative about us is known only by those who have been on the continent. So what did these royals of ours did? They went with a complete open mind. All right? You could tell they went with a complete open mind. They went with a complete humility. And they are having a blast, according to what I could see from here. So their channel is Freedom Chaser. You will see these adorable royals. I mean, they are in their element. They're happy. They just found their place to call home, which is their home. Okay? So never carry the attitude of our former enslavers or colonizers that, that cockiness, that arrogance, that they know it all, they know everything, right? Our people tells us, wherever you go, bring humility. If you found them sitting on the floor, don't go and stand in the middle of them and ask for a chair. All right? My father used to tell us, each time we travel, we change countries and stuff. When we will have that family talk, he will tell us, whatever you found them doing, which is good, which is respectable, which is, which is noble, that you identify that we don't have in our culture, learn from them. Enrich yourself with that additional knowledge. Don't stay, boxed up and think that only our culture has everything good. No. It's unwise to proceed like that in life. Only fools perceive like that. And when the truth is proven that, whatever they were thinking about is not quite true, there's other findings. Oh, they get so irritated. Oh, you can no longer talk about this. Oh, you can no longer talk about that, right? So in order to avoid yourself moments of embarrassment, as the African royal you are out there, carry yourself with that wisdom. Fools speak and wise listen. All right? Even if it's a kid trying to tell you whatever they found out, trying to share with you their latest discovery, sit down and listen to them. Give them that attention. Because you never know. Our people also say that they speak to us through our kids. Remember, I told you that our kids are our parents, our deceased one, our ancestors reincarnated. So some key messages will come through that kid. And if you just brush it off, oh no, go over there, don't say no. Remember, I told you that you have to make them feel, you have to let them know and make them feel that they are important. So whenever they even have a message from the other side, they will tell you. I see that, for example, my children, my youngest one, sometimes I be very distracted and not really paying attention, not really tuning in, into my spirituality and do, my meditation, my talk session, all right, with my cabinet on the other side. She will be receiving messages and deliver them to me. So it's important you listen to even the least of us. Even the guy you find on the street corner looking like a homeless. But you stand there and talk to him like a human being in a very respectable manner. Well, somebody asked about Somali. What you guys have to understand is that in the East, those who mix with these Arabs and stuff, many of them, I'm not saying all of them, many of them consider themselves a kind of a race superior to the Bantu. However, within their walls, they still have Bantu population. But they perceive Bantus are monkeys, right? So some of them will go to the extent of marrying first cousin. before they could marry outside and risk their so-called nice hair to become coarse or nappy. We do have Bantus in Somalia, and no, they're not respected. You know, the kinkier your hair, you know, they feel that they have to disrespect you. I know this girl who she's from the Dominican Republic. As you know, many of our children out there glorify the rape of our ancestors. You know, that's why they identify themselves more as Spaniards or whatever. That stupidity that goes there. So one of these girls said that she had an Ethiopian friend who basically killed the Bantu in her ears. She called us monkey. She called us like we have like dirty DNA. Yeah, these Ethiopian, you look that they look so frail because they intermarry. They marry cousin, they marry whatever to keep the so-called nice hair the Arabs gave them. Don't mind these people. We don't claim anybody who doesn't claim us. We are proudly Bantus, and Bantu, I mean, I wouldn't want to be anything else, frankly speaking. I'm Bantu. All right? So let's go back to our teaching about our wisdom, right? It's just that the proverb I share with you, that the hand that gives rules. And it's important to know that proverb, because you know, you have to know where you stand in everything. Like I said, you know, this life is like a bank account. Don't try to make only withdrawal. Always try to think of making deposit as well. You know, deposit in, you know, energy, in deeds, and so on. Like, for example, our people tuning in today, what is the deposit you guys can do from your end to help this channel? Is to hit that thumb up, is to share the message, you know, stuff like that. You're making deposit, you're contributing. All right. So the God of our ancestors, Tatanzambe, is a God of balance. You know, he taught us that there's no man, there's no woman, there's no race in his eyes. We are one. So those teaching, you have to understand one of the reasons they have to wipe out our kings. Our kings were going to go around the world preaching Ubuntu, right? But they were setting up the field to create a world where they are viewed as supremacists, where they are viewed as more important than any other race. So you see, so it didn't go well. So they had to wipe out our kings and enslave our children and end with our world, end with our mission. Or so they thought. But now, I mean, things are shifting. They're realizing that whomever hired them to come and end with us, you know, is now coming for them. And they're not happy about it. So that's why it's important you know every single bit of our wisdom. Our people say, as the farmer slaughters the rooster or the chicken, okay, the duck shouldn't just stand there and watch. The duck should know that my turn is next. You know, so that's why it's important that we learn all this wisdom, all the wisdom our people give us. Our people also say, you know, wisdom is not something that can be acquired overnight. Our people also tells us that wisdom is like a fire, you know, that you can spread and the other people in your community can catch it. I mean, we catch it like a fire. It's fire. That knowledge is fire. So wisdom, you have to catch it like a fire would, you know, burn down a forest by just spreading. That's how our wisdom should be taught and should be shared. So whenever you hear a proverb, an African proverb, try to do your best to not only memorize it, but also apply the meaning of it in your day-to-day. All right? In your day-to-day, this is how you basically ensure yourself that you are walking in the path of righteousness. You are walking in the path the same path as your ancestors walk, the same, you're applying the same wisdom that your ancestors applied. So that's what Nubia is about. There's a great need of us returning back to who we are. There's a great need of us becoming ourselves, becoming our own people again. All right. So in becoming our own people again, we have to re-embrace our own spirituality. Everything that made the glorious days of our ancestors, we have to go back to it. All right. So the technology is really sabotaging me today. You know, things just been, I don't know what they're sending to my machines, but things are, I haven't just been working right now. The computer or even the phone, it's all that. But I would like to send a warning to those out there who think that I'm going to be an easy kill. All right. Those who set me on this mission, trust and believe I'm their ace. All right. And if you have children you care for, you know that anybody who would go after your kid, you will go after them. All right. So those who hire you to destroy us didn't tell you the details of who we truly are. But for us, the royals, you know, who know what was said and when what we said, what was set up and all. We know the set of curses that were put onto you folks. And when we come and live in your countries, we just kick back and watch. And we see it all play out. And we kick back and giggle. And we go with that. Yes, they are paying. They are paying for what they did to us. And now the time has come that you guys just lay low, or it will be the end of your world. Because in the archive of the history of our people, those who kept us in captivity will be kept in captivity, you know, by their two worst enemies. All right? We're going to be speaking a different language around here by the time it's said and done. So instead of trying to come and intimidate me, go and worry about, you know, making nice. Look for us, apologize, sincerely apologize, because your end is near. If you don't do that, if you keep up with that arrogance, your end is near. And since the heart of a queen has love for everybody, so I'm warning you folks, if you love your wives and children and so on like that. Okay? So to our beautiful and amazing African royals, so you have to understand that in this thing, you have to embrace your identity. You have to claim who you are. Like I told you, you don't need to know our people by name. You just say, hey, your child so and so. All right? I'm here, I have this going on and this and that. And as much as you can, try not to use your last names. Because the name of somebody is attached to your soul. So anything administrative, yes. But in your prayers, in your stuff like that, don't bring it up. Just go with your first name. Because when you call their name, that idiot rises on the other side. And they're nothing good, all right? If you guys wonder why they were fighting to maintain their statue around, it's so that evil spirit can still hover over that. All right, so in a healing, it's important that we immerse back into our wisdom. So whatever proverb, whatever African proverb, I will be posting proverbs and discussing proverbs every day. Our people, number one, say wisdom is wealth. So you can be rich, but if you're not wise, that wealth would be soon departed from you before you can blink. So wisdom is something we all should have. Wisdom is something we all should teach to our children, right? So there's a meaning to everything. So if you will lead, if you're going to be the head of household in a family, you have to understand that you have to be wise. You have to be loving to all the family members. You have to be protective of all the family members. You don't bring around your family, because that's your next generation. You don't bring around people who could hurt your children. You don't bring around people who could abuse them any form of way. Our responsibility as parents of African royals, it's more than just feeding and clothing our children. We have to teach them. We have to load them with our wisdom. All right? They have to be wise. We have to teach them that wisdom. So it's very important. The way we move in life, okay? You have to try to find a way to connect to your source. And your source is your ancestors and Tatan Zambe. All right? People get it twisted. They say, oh, the ancestors are dead and stuff, but they are already in the spirit realm. So whomever gonna reach Tatan Zambe the fastest, if you ask me, in my humble opinion, it will be them. China will never reign over Africa. None of these jokers will reign over Africa. Africa is a protected land. So you kind of have to understand that wisdom, the wisdom to navigate through life, we have to have that wisdom, that part that gets separate. So the ancestor being in the other realm, they're closer to Tatan Zambe, they're closer to rush your petitions and prayers to Tatan Zambe. China's population rival to all to Africa. I bet you that this guy, the FBA, Nigel, he's an Asian. I even doubt that he's a black guy. He probably just have a black person on his picture. He always comes with these theories like, Nigel, let me just tell you this. Go and tell whomever sent you that you didn't see Queen Ngningone, okay? China is no enemy of Africa. Let me make it clear to people out there. China is not an enemy of Africa. Those countries who have engaged into poor trading with China, those corrupt leaders who have sold out their people, this is one thing. Chinese been in Africa. Chinese have been doing business in Africa. I don't want any of you to come here and try to spray that propaganda against people who didn't do anything to us. In fact, China, when the West, all these European countries, including America, the kind of trade they were forcing African countries into were unfair trade. African countries started bringing industry. It was through China. China was the first country to offer industries to Africa. So African countries started getting a little break is when they started trading with China. So China is not an enemy of Africa. Now, those who get into dirty deals, just like in the past, those who sold their kings so they could become kings, we still have those on the continent. But I can't go and say Chinese this. They act crazy in the places where the leaders are compromised, receive their money to allow them to do whatever. And I'm an anti-fragility queen. So at the end of the day, it's our fault. All right? There's many countries in Africa where they don't go buck wild because the leadership doesn't allow them. So it is what it is. Nobody is an enemy of China here. Nobody is an enemy of Russia here. Nobody is an enemy of whomever, Denmark, call it these people who didn't mess with us. We are not enemies of them. We are not enemies even of our former enslavers because we are laughing now. Okay? You did all that to us hoping that they will give you a throne. And now you're losing your job for not walking the way they want you to walk. How about that? You never know it would come. But here you are again trying to mess with us. It's ridiculous. You guys need to wake up. All the lies they told the world are now exposed. From they came first to actually coming last as far as the human beings. No, worse again, you know, they declassify us from mankind, and now archaeological evidence are found. They are the one who are the Neanderthals. They are the one who are the questionable, you know, Homo sapiens, if we may want to call them like that. You see how life works. You see how Tata Nzambe works? He has a way to humble the arrogant. He has a way to knock them off the throne by feeding us truth. A little discovery here and another discovery here. Okay, now I can. Man, Nigel is talking a whole lot of mess there. He claims he's 100% black, but I don't buy it. He claims he's 100% black, but I don't buy it. He want to come and bait me on topics that probably his boss sent us to bait us on. But let me make it clear. In fact, I don't hate Chinese. Why would I hate people who have managed to achieve what I want for my people? I'm not a hateful person. Our kings and queens were never hateful. We are the people of truth, love, and light. What I want to do is sit down with the Chinese queens. I'm like, tell me, how did you do? What did you do to discipline over 1 billion people? Girlfriend, share the secret with me. That's what I want to do. Nobody hates them over here. So go away. Nobody hates Mexican or the Latinos. There's no hate here, but love and purity. All right? So now, finally, the technology is allowing me, my dear people. So let's get into today's wisdom. All right? So, like you say, I previously said that according to our people, wisdom is wealth. Queen Ngningone, do you love America? I love my people captured by Americans. All right? I love my people. I love my people. I will love America only when they pay reparation to my people. Only when they tell the truth about our history. Okay? They did a lot of wrong to our people. They stole our destinies because of their greed, and they are yet to say sorry. And here they come with more like the race theory. So our people's suffering is not even an issue to them. It's becoming a theory. So this is what I found pitiful. You know, the Republicans, if they wanna win this, they need to be the exception. They need to bring the old class back, the old Republican class back. Even if they don't care, but let them be the ones to stop the step of reconciliation with their past. It will make them look that much more attractive. Because as we know, the demo rats, what the demo rats do, they're the kind of idiot that will cast a stone and hide their hand and smile in your face. All right? They're the worst. I mean, I tell that they've been, because they're demons and demons. They've been the most detrimental to our people. These demo rats. If Republicans won, I give them a few suggestions how you can win this. All right, you come clean about your past. You apologize. All right, and you will see, you will get rid, because the blessings of our Creator, Tatan Zambe, the blessings of our kings will be with you in any battle you will go against them. So instead of tuning in to try to intimidate, sit down in my class and learn from Queen Ngningone II. Okay? So, all right. So I already shared with you this proverb, because today we will introduce, like, African wisdom, and we will stretch more teachings, about African wisdom. So there's a Nigerian proverb, for example, that says, don't sell using someone else's star, right? What does it mean? Don't go around, mimicking people, using people's content and claim it as your own. All right? Our former master built their so-called wealth. I'm going to put it like between quotes, like so-called wealth on the backs of blacks. Oh, this Papa came and blessed me again. Miguel Aguilar. Thank you for blessing your queen. It shall be multiplied. All right. So basically, these people build their entire wealth standing on other people's backs. Okay. Like I told you, I will not teach you hatred. Our people are not of hatred. And when you see other people, they get into it with other people, and then they come and get other people riled up to go and use that arms and legs. But when they use you to go and do evil against people who didn't do anything to you, what they fail to tell you is the curses associated to these people. All right? So we have to be wise in our mind, in our hearts, with everything. We are as strangers to this land as all the immigrants they be kicking out here. Our ancestors were brought here by force, right? So when you see them insulting Mexican or the Latinos, kicking them out, deporting them and stuff, don't put your mouth into it, because they have their own struggle. They suffer their own, losses. You see all these lands they stole from Mexico, where the state where I am, the neighboring state, all the way to California, they stole all these land. And now you see the trauma of the people from those lands, their descendants being deported from those lands, suffering. We all have suffered. So instead of going there just being a manipulated puppet, they have spitting hatred against people. Don't judge them, don't condemn them. They have their own way of resisting, right? Like our people here, they found their own way of resisting against their oppression of stripping them down from their identity. They couldn't answer their names and everything. Our royals, started what they call their ghetto names. What people call here ghetto names are truly royal names, because royal spirits don't get defeated. They don't die off easily. That's why I know our people are out there. I know you watching. You didn't land on any of my video by mistake. We don't die off like that. So when you see Latinos coming here and not speak English, I mean, they are as intelligent as any other human being God put on earth. But when they choose not to speak English, understand by then that it's a form of resistance for them. All right? That's how they resist. All right? So never put your mouth into businesses that are not yours. Right? Like I told you the story of the duck, just standing there and watching the rooster getting slaughtered for that day's lunch. All right? So my grandfather told us, never be that duck. Either you're going to raise hell and tell the farmer, like, what the hell? So what about me? If you slaughtering the rooster, this morning, it means that tomorrow morning is going to be me. And run and leave. or get all the animals in that farm to fight that farmers, and say, no, we will redefine the terms and condition of us, of our existence within that farm, So be wise. Don't go around claiming you are American or more American than those who have recently come here, telling them to go home. When you act like that, you're acting just like a slave. Our ancestors who were brought here by force, should they have recovered, should they have found freedom, they would have found their way home. They would have found their way home if they had that ability, if they had that possibility. That's how the Maroon communities came about. It was these royals that wouldn't let themselves get enslaved. So they preferred to run and go far, far, far in the wilderness and embrace what kind of danger they could encounter in the wilderness than being somebody's slave, getting whooped, getting raped, getting, just treated like an animal. All right. If these people could find a way home, they would have gone home. And that's what the children of Africa need to be. Instead of sitting comfortable in the country their ancestors were brought as slaves, and they be the one chasing everybody else who dare come. When you act like that, you're not being a wise royal of Africa. A wise royal of Africa understand other people's struggle. A wise royal of Africa, try to decipher the truth. When they hear something in the news, they just don't take and run with it. They do their own researches. They learn about other people and stuff like that. This is what a wise person does. Okay? You know that they use the media to brainwash people, to rattle people. When they want you to fight a group of people, they're going to start showing images of them doing wrong or of them doing something bad, so they can rattle you up and you go and fight their fight. It's just like recently a lot of people started noticing, like my maid and stuff, she said when she goes to appointment and stuff, they no longer offer them the possibility to check as ethnicity. They're no longer offering them the possibility to check the box as Hispanic or Latino. They're having them check a box that say you white. So now they're ready to claim them as white because their numbers are going down. They're clearly, minority, truth be told. Our African doctors and nurses who work, in hospital, in delivery and stuff, they're all going to tell you the same thing. For the past 10 years, it has been that in a day, if there's 20 births, there's at least 10 to 11 that are Latinos. They're the only one really still having babies like that. And then there may be maybe three blacks, one Asian, one white, one other. They stop having babies. So if we are really to count everybody, the Latinos are majority, including our so-called illegals. All right? So when you see them having babies and stuff, don't judge them. That's their form of resistance. These lands were theirs and they will recover it one way or another. Don't judge, don't hate, just get in your own resistance. Okay? So if you have family members that speak ill against other foreigners in general, tell them to stop. Because every group of people which founded itself here, they have a history. It took them to wage war on Vietnam for a bunch of Vietnamese to run here. Since you come and set our country on fire, let us go and enjoy your water and AC. So they come here. They went and bus 80. They had the ground shaking again. A bunch of them showed up here. Since you want to see us going barefoot, naked, and hungry, let us come and eat your food stamp. This is how it works. And this is what they don't want to do. They just say, oh, immigrants come. Nobody want to live away from their homeland. Nobody want to leave their father, their mother, their childhood, everything they've known behind to come and take abuse in a foreign land. But when people are forced to do that, you have to know there's a valid reason behind. Okay? So we have to be wise out there, not judge anybody, not, tell people whatever. Every group of people have their struggle. The only one that promised prosperity and a chill life and all were the whites, So that's why America is still known as the white man's heaven. This is where they get away with the worst crimes. But as many wanted to believe that they were getting away with the worst crime, they need to know that no, it's coming full circle. A lot of them live in super duper nice, beautiful house, but they're not happy. And on weekends, sometimes I sit down and watch their lifetime, how they work family members. I mean, when they get on the parade of getting rich, they don't care who they work. Spouses, that life insurance thing, man, they be getting life insurance on children for them to later on disappear. Like the case of these poor innocent kid, the boy and the girl. The grandparents had to alert the authority that we're looking for our babies. This woman went and married her dude. We don't see sign of our babies. Where are our babies? The grandparent ran the alarm. We wouldn't even know what happened to these kids. That a mother would give her children to a lover for the lover to kill because they become an obstacle. So our ancestors, one of the curse our ancestors put on them is like their weapon will turn against themselves. They will become the predator of each other. And that's what we see. I mean, like how can you be so unhappy? Sometimes you see a nice house, nice mansion, or the police found the entire family shot, somebody went crazy, kill everybody and kill themselves. Stuff like that. These are curses associated with sharing our blood, So they build a system that is now turning against themselves. All right, they made themselves supremacists. I mean, I told you in a previous video, they even put their women after their children, right? And now that system can't hold because they've been functioning like that. They made enemies around the world, and now they need that divine feminine energy, but they wouldn't know what it is. I mean, they put their women, they transform their women into a dependent around them. And when she's a little bit too much, guess what they do? They bring their friend to entertain her. And when you get to that point with a man, tell me what thing you can say next to that man that he will sit and listen. He has completely reduced you. So from the queen, all right, the Nubian queen, if you're a white woman and you're watching, know that that's what they've been doing to you. All that effortless luxury. So the day they go off and on a killing rampage, you won't say anything, and they remind you that that credit card gonna be cut off, okay? Or they tell you they're gonna allow you to live your fantasies. They bring their friend around for them to take turn on you. But your creative energy, that God-given energy, that creative energy, which is inside of you, is not to be, shared with nonsense. This is how they empty you from any power. So when you even say something, it doesn't vibrate anything. It sounds like a kid talking because they drain out your life source. I don't know who needs to hear that out there, but know that that's what they do. When they share you around their friends, it's nothing cute. It's because you're too powerful. Energetically, you're too powerful. God made us powerful enough to make them shake when we say a word. And that energy is in us, is in our womb. That's where life begins and that's where it ends. So when they split you in 2, 3, or 4, they are emptying you. All right? And I hope none of our kids are out there mimicking their stupid lifestyle, because that's a direct way of getting yourself destroyed. So to our queens out there, still in your power. Don't entertain clowns. All right? So our people also say, knowledge without wisdom is like water in the sand. Okay? When you have knowledge but you are not wise, it's pointless. Anybody could come and play you. Anybody could come and take from you. All right. So today we have covered a few ones in wisdom. Let me see this one. And by the way, I just want all of you to know that nobody is born wise. People are born intelligent and all, but wisdom is something which is taught. Okay? So, so basically what you need to understand, another thing, another wisdom proverb I want to share with my beautiful African royal is, if you are filled with pride, then you will have no room for wisdom. It comes back to like a fool speaks and a wise listens. All right? So if you fill with pride, it leaves you no room for wisdom around you. So I want all our royals out there, male and female, know that there's nothing sexier than a wise man or a wise woman. The boastful attitude, bunking up on people and stuff, no, drop that. You get to the defensive when you feel that you don't have what it needs to fight back. When you know you have what it needs to fight back, all right, you don't panic when they come at you like that. You don't panic. You don't get all aggressive, because this is how they trigger you. You know, sometimes when I watch this video, how they rattle our kids, you know, it's pitiful. So you have to be wise out there. All right? You have to cultivate unity. I told you, our main downfall is our people. Those of us who want to maintain the divide, those of us who want to maintain the separation, those of us who want to maintain the tackiness, talking ill about each other publicly, talking ill about people who didn't do anything to us. You know, all that tackiness we learned from our former masters. You know, we need to return it back to its rightful owner. Thank you for teaching me your savagery, you know, but I'm only going to use it when very necessary in dealing with you. But it's not a character trait I want to associate myself with. Give it back. Give back the savagery. Give back the prejudices, just prejudging people without knowing them. It's not a royal way to be. We are one in front of the Creator. There's no man, there's no woman, there's no black, white, red, yellow, brown. We are one. You have to understand that anybody else coming to tell you whatever is mistaken. Now, us, you know, the children of Africa, we have been rejected. So we can't claim to be one with people who are yet to acknowledge us as such. So for our own protection, we will practice the law of one among ourselves. This is where we begin. If we can see each other, Africans, descendants, and Africans as one, and then we can extend it to the other people. If they're willing to learn, if they're willing to acknowledge us as such. And those of the other races who understand that, who approach you, don't reject them, don't fight them, because when your spirituality is on point, you know who's sincere, you know who's just trying, you know, to mess with you, you know all that. You know, don't reject anybody who has that understanding that we are indeed one. Don't reject anybody who does treat you like he considers you as one of the same kind, which is the humankind. Okay? So we have to be wise out there. You have to set aside the idiot, the stupid, the racist, those who, the minute you dare say anything about race, they jump on your throat calling you racist. These savages, they be so toxic because the truth about their lies is coming out. And now they're realizing that they just use them as stupid fools to set up the system that is now messing with them. All right? Hello. All right, let me interact with our beautiful and amazing royals. Let me see. Okay. So that was all for today. Let me interact and formally greet my adorable royals who have showed up. I see there's like 57 on the chat. Yay! My forefathers' children are here. It makes me so happy to see you guys on the chat. So, of course, my beautiful daughter, Hazel, our son, Ernest. Hey, Papa, how are you? My very own and beautiful daughter of Zion. I see you. Donna Brown, you are welcome. My dear Royal, welcome home. All right. So I see Brett. Oh, Brett is feeling his queen. Thank you, my dear Royal. You are welcome. All our people coming in contact with me. So be divinely guided. They dispatch me for you. All right. Be divinely guided. Be divinely protected. I will post the link of our royals. Their channel is Freedom Chaser. I love their energy. Their energy is so royal. It is so humble, is so rich. And I know they will become some people in Africa. I can sense it. Amukelani, greeting my dear royal. Muntu Congo, greeting my dear royal. Greg Arts, greeting. Queenery, hey Queenery, welcome. Greeting my dear royal. Black American royalty. Uh-oh, I think that was a troll. And I think the Queenie too, because it seems like... Anyway, thank God we have our amazing royals out there to clean house. Cece Mader, I see you, my dear. Miguel Aguilar. Oh, from ATL. Thank you, my dear royal. You're welcome. Thank you for blessing your queen. So we have all our royal. We also have, let me see. Apparently they kicked FBA Nigel out. My spirit tell me he's an agent. He just got a picture up. My Bantu mom, greeting my queen. Lion's heart, I greet you, my dear royal. Marlene Francois, hello. Akewa, my dear royal. Randy James. Randy James, thank you, my dear royal. Be blessed. Welcome home to the house of Nubia, the path to return. Linda George, I see you, my dear royal. Grand Rising, that's how she greets me all the time, Grand Rising. And I have the Bantu mother who gives me the Zulu, the Zulu greeting, Bayete. I love it, I do. Okay. Who else we have? All right, to all our beautiful and amazing African royal. Oh, I see one of our Mokosi here, J.R. Maiders. I see you, Papa. Welcome. All right, so we will continue more teachings on our wisdom. We will cover all the different topics, you know, coming from, you know, love, peace, leadership, family, in doing business and all that. It's going to be fun. All right. So we have reached the end of this chat. Thank you so much for blessing your queen. Oh my God, thank you. So know that you are divinely protected. May our respective ancestors go with you and come back with you. May them work your logistics, my people. Each time you get out there on the street, they work with you, and know that. They work out your logistics. Now, for those of our sons who are intentionally targeted, right? Know that those coming after you are marked. They've been killing a lot of our people and thinking that it's inconsequential. It has always been consequential. There's consequences. All right. I told them last time their firstborns are usually rendered useless. You see, the firstborn are all these big guys. They're just snoring cocaine. That's all they have in the brain. They lack wisdom. When they open their mouth, you want to tap your ears. You know, their women don't love them. Their children don't love them. When they grow older, grow broke, they dump them in a nursing home. These are the kind of things they get for shedding our blood. A lot of them commit suicide. Who make them commit suicide? Our spiritual mercenary. Our people said they will usher you to your death. They will push your car under the bridge while your car is loaded with your entire family. These are freak accidents like that. I'm sure none of them want. You didn't know what is attached to my people's spirituality, so I'm letting it out for you guys to know that trust and believe it's been consequential. And when they die, they can't serve as an ancestor or a guide to their offspring because Tata Nzambe removes their soul from the cosmos and their kids are left defenseless. Yes. So whenever a miracle is needed, miracle never comes. You know, when a kid is born with a terminal disease, that kid dies, no miracle happens because in their life bank account, they have no equity. All they've done is withdraw and withdraw and withdraw and withdraw. So since they are cultureless, let me illuminate them on what happens to those who mess with our people. They've been kissing the wrong behind. And the list of blessings that he promised to those who held the wrong behind, I don't see none of these blessings manifesting upon them. So they really need to leave us alone, frankly. Truth be told. Okay? So to my beautiful and amazing African royal, be blessed, be divinely guided, be protected, okay? Spread the news, you know, share the messages, support the people who support us, and stay away from the people who don't want us around. You gotta have enough self-love to detach from people, you know, who don't appreciate you, who don't love you. If it's love that you need, come and see your queen. I shower you with our love, okay? If it's attention you want, come and see your queen. I shower you with attention. I love you, my people. You are amazing. No matter our shortcomings, we are still the Lamborghini of mankind. These jokers were laughing, calling us monkeys when we are Lamborghinis, all right? Tata Nzambe sat down and took his time in designing us. That's why they lust after our sons and daughters. I love you too. All right, my beautiful and amazing African royals. So that would conclude today's chat. Until next time, take care. And I love you. Mwah. Bye.